Week 16 of the NFL. All eyes are on Mike Evans. Now over 1,000 receiving yards on the season. It's the Buccaneers and the Cardinals under the lights on Sunday night.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
This taken in at the goal line. This Cardinal offense, already a two-time Pro Bowler in his time with Arizona.
Now, the meeting we had with him this week, that's one of the really determined to play a whole lot better, and he really can't play a whole lot worse. Complete, but he reminds me so much of when my dad used to take me to the baseball stadium, watch the home run hitters in batting practice. I'll get to the stadium early just to watch this kid throw it. He can throw it out of the stadium.
Murray's going to keep it again.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. To throw is Murray. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD.
So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, and now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. At issue here, does the football make contact with the ground before he secured it? And I think some of these angles are going to give us a pretty good look.
Secured is the important part because the ball can touch the ground, but it can't be loose when it does. So that's what they're going to have to try and figure out.
Ryan Suckup on for the point after. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Taking it about the 1.
Well, now how about this return?
And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
Well, he gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
Murray trying again after the pick 6. And that's complete. It's Green here. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And complete to Zach Ertz.
And he brought down the other side of midfield at the 43.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
To throw again on 2nd down. Murray on the screen. Bernard. And he got blown up. Losing of a yard, so now they do this defense for the Bucs. They were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball tape that I saw last game, this team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57.
possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Well, for a little bit, we thought his story had concluded, but not to be. Here's Tom Brady in his 23rd NFL season, leading the Bucs offense out once again. And Brady and the Buccaneers here, 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. And, Charles, you think about this offense, and it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask easy stuff, do you? I mean, you created a heck of a situation there, and actually you didn't create it. You presented it, and you're exactly right. It is tricky because your eye has to be on the ultimate prize, which is the Super Bowl. That's paramount. But at the same time, how much fun would it be to go down as one of the all-time great teams and join the 1972 Dolphins as the only undefeated team to win a Super Bowl?
Now, meanwhile, the throw by Brady knocked away, incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You foresee incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. Throwing now is Brady. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a 3rd down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
A man who played collegiately in nearby Tempe, the old Sun Devil, it's Rachaad White. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Tackled by Isaiah Simmons.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Brady. Over the middle here to Rudolph.
And the Buccaneers are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. And now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the
touchdown. Kyle Rudolph, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
We're still in the 1st quarter, but it's apparent they're going to have to come up with a different defensive game plan for him because right now he's kind of having his way against that defense and has added a touchdown to the list. How do you slow him down? They're going to have to mix up some coverages, maybe change who's guarding him.
Extra point put through by Succop, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jamel Dean.
And it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD.
Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
Ryan Suckup to kick off for Tampa Bay.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
Taken in at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over.
And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick six.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
Ertz has it left side. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. First carry for James Conner. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Throwing on first down is Murray. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
21-3 is your score after 1. Back in Arizona, second quarter action. It's the Cardinals in possession. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Conner again. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. The quarterback, it's Logan Ryan who brings him down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Here's Conner on the read option.
Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Murray. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and the deficit will stay at 3 scores.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through. and that one winds up no good.
Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive.
And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game their toughest test yet?
I absolutely do, because to me this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial. I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Fournette, a first down carry.
Oh, and that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw is Brady. It's caught by Mike Evans.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Into the red zone, it's Brady. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. I think this defense, Charles, realizing the deficit they're facing, they're going to have to step up and make more plays like we just saw there.
Yeah, those are the type of plays that can focus a defense because, as we know, they've had their trouble so far in this one. But they just proved to themselves that they can get to him, and I expect them to continue to bring that type of pressure in order to try and turn around their fortunes.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play, but sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one, weren't able to do so.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Brady. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Holding offense.
And they get Tristan Wirfs, first-round pick in 2020.
Still 3rd down.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Brady now to throw. And this is caught inside the 5. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Julio Jones. 34 yards.
And the Bucs continue to pull away here in this first half. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Extra point try now for Succop. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it culminates in a Julio Jones touchdown.
Now it's Ryan Succop on after the touchdown to kick it away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Cardinal offense coming back out. Let's give you a look at the playoff race. Now, this is into the weekend in the NFC.
And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Kind of picked themselves up from that one.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Murray. Green brings it in. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Murray to the veteran Green for the Cardinal first. Murray a give. This is Connor. And some room to work. Running right through him. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
44 yards rushing for him now. He's carried the ball just 5 times.
I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6.
He'll be taken down well behind the line, and I think he might have just given those 4 yards right back. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and realize what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Murray now to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. 2nd quarter action, 1:56 remaining.
Fourth down, Murray off, and the Cards field goal unit and Matt Prater out there now.
He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember.
Well, that's always a risk on those longer kicks. You have to drive it low to get it there. That opened the door for a better chance for the defense to get a hand on it, and that's just what we saw there. And even if the odds increase a little bit because it's a longer field goal attempt, it's still difficult to get hands on the football and create a block. Big-time excitement for that unit, getting through and knocking that one away.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Brady. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Evans.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now, light a fire under these guys. They got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Brady gives this to White. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Here's White.
And oh, he coughed it up. And the Cardinals have got it going the other way. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, 5, and they bring this one back. A scoop and score, a fumble recovery touchdown for Arizona. How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers on the scoreboard.
Extra point game by Prater. It is down to 28-10. So here's the kickoff now. So get it again following that fumble return for a score.
From the 6. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Offense heading back out, and with them comes Rachaad White.
Now the good news, his team's winning. The bad news, he hasn't had the game that he's hoped to, at least to this point here in the second quarter.
And a lot of that is pride because these types of backs want to be in the center of all the action and leading their team to victory. They'll take the win right now, hoping to jump his game up as this one moves on.
Yeah, he probably wants a little bit more of the spotlight going forward. On first down, Brady. Man open, here is Jones. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
First down, Buccaneers.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Brady. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Again, they'll throw with Brady. He's going to air one out. He's got him in. Complete. And with 1 second left, they get the timeout, and they'll have a chance to kick the field goal before intermission. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, this a 31-yard attempt. Succop's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first,
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway.
Fields it right around the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Bucs ready to go here to begin the third quarter. Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10
at their own 22. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this one caught by Cameron Brate. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
On 2nd and 9, Brady nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is recovered by the Cardinals.
So certainly not at all what you're looking for here to start the third quarter. A fumble on their opening drive.
Not at all. You're exactly right about that because be the drive to put everything away. A touchdown here, that might have put everything out of reach for them. They definitely handed out a lifeline to the defense on that play.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time.
Touchdown, Cardinals! Zach Ertz from 13 yards out.
And the Cardinals take advantage of the field position on the turnover to cash in for 6.
Prater for the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So
touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
They fake the handoff. Now Brady. And this is caught by Evans. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. A handoff, Fournette running left.
He'll get this to about the 38.
With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
Now a play fake, Brady. And finding the tight end Rudolph. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Fournette on the counter. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right, he's pretty much been completely neutralized.
Brady's throw there complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
The They'll try and run for it with Fournette.
And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15.
14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field.
And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Fournette showing off the elusiveness as he's in. Touchdown. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Suckup for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette. Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Cardinals offense ready to set up shop. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Murray now on first down. Caught left side, Williams. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance, they're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Murray. He's got Green. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Murray now. On the right side, caught by Green.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Yeah, maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line.
Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Murray now on first down.
Getting it out wide here to Bernard. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Now a 2nd down and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 21-yard line.
Here's Murray. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Now Murray's got to have this one. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, you're giving a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Again, it's Fournette. Bulldozes past him. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 69 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
I know we're in the era of wide open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Well, the jet sweep. This is Godwin. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 47.
Brady with a quick throw here to Evans out wide.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. It makes it hard to defend.
Left side here, that's complete to Godwin.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like a turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and minicamps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Zayvon Collins there to make the play defensively.
They're big a spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Flushed out right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
throwing is Brady on third down. Touchdown!
Chris Godwin with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Buccaneers have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the fourth. So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away.
Taken at the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Cardinal offense takes back over. And you see a lot of front. As they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And caught right side, Green. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. To throw, it's Murray. It's complete to Hopkins. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there. That's just his 2nd catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game. They've done a great job of doing that.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. The offense on 3rd down tonight, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
They're going for it. It's Murray. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Brady. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Inside handoff down to Fournette.
And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for 1 more 1st down to help salt this one away. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he gets the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 24.
88 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Up the gut, Fournette. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the fourth.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Another touchdown here in the 4th quarter, and Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball, and sometimes even your special teams, and that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Extra point try now for Succop. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told.
And it's Chris Godwin who finishes things off with a touchdown reception.
Now it's Ryan Succop on after the touchdown to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
It certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Buccaneers,
they are now 2 wins away from a perfect regular season as they move to 15-0.
And they'll return home next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for Arizona,
this loss really hurts their playoff chances as they drop to 7-8 with 2 games left.
And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons.